This job pays you up to $47,000 a year. Just to live in a luxury mansion. No rent, no bills. Just you and a multi-million-dollar house. But here's the part no one tells you. One small mistake could cost the owner millions. And you might be watched every second through hidden cameras. At night, you're completely alone. In a house that's way too big. And way too quiet. Every sound feels louder. Every shadow feels alive. And if something goes wrong, you're the only one responsible. So the question is, would you take this job? If it meant living in someone else's million-dollar life? This job is called a luxury house sitter. Someone paid to live in and take care of a millionaire's home. When the owners travel for weeks or even months, they leave everything behind in your hands. Your role is simple on paper, but complex in reality. You manage security systems, maintain the house, and sometimes even care for their pets. From smart home technology to high-end appliances, everything must run perfectly. There are thousands of house sitters worldwide. But only a small percentage enter the luxury level. Because this job is built entirely on trust. Homeowners are not just giving you a place to stay. They are giving you access to their entire lifestyle. And that level of trust is not easy to earn. Most opportunities are never publicly advertised. They exist inside private networks, exclusive platforms, and word-of-mouth connections. That's why most people have never even heard of this job. It operates quietly, behind the scenes of the wealthy world. And once you enter that world, everything changes. On average, a luxury house sitter in the US earns around $47,000 a year. But in some cases, they don't get paid in cash at all. Instead, they live for free. Inside homes worth millions. No rent, no utility bills. In places most people could never afford. And in cities like New York or Los Angeles. That alone can save tens of thousands of dollars. Some high-end clients even pay extra. On top of free accommodation. Because what you're protecting isn't just a house. It's a lifestyle. One mistake could mean broken art, damaged systems, or security risks. And that's exactly why this job exists. The ultra-wealthy don't just own one home. They own multiple properties. Some sit empty for weeks. Even months at a time. And an empty house is always a risk. Security systems can fail. Pipes can leak. Nature keeps moving. But a human presence changes everything. Someone who can react, decide, and take action instantly. That's something no system can fully replace. So while it may look like an easy job, you're actually being trusted with something far more valuable than money. You're protecting someone else's entire world. Your day usually starts in silence. Inside a house that doesn't feel like yours. You walk through empty hallways, checking if everything is still in place. First task: security check. Doors, cameras, alarms. Everything must be perfectly functional. Then come the small things that keep the house alive. Watering plants. Cleaning surfaces. Maintaining perfection. If there are pets, they become your responsibility. Feeding, walking, sometimes even giving medication. During the day, deliveries arrive. And you are the one receiving them. You may also interact with staff. Cleaners, gardeners, maintenance workers. But you are not their boss. And not exactly their equal either. You exist somewhere in between. As the sun sets, the house becomes quieter. And that's when the job feels different. Every sound echoes louder in a space this big. A random noise. Could be nothing. Or something you need to check. You walk toward it. Alone. Because in that moment, there is no one else. And no matter what happens, you are responsible for everything. At first, this job feels like a dream. You wake up in a mansion. Live a life most people only see online. But slowly, something starts to feel off. Because none of it actually belongs to you. You're living someone else's life. Temporarily. And that feeling can mess with your mind. Most people who choose this job crave freedom. Digital nomads. Travelers. People escaping routine. But what they don't expect is the isolation. Days can pass without real human interaction. You start talking less. Thinking more. Every sound becomes noticeable. Every silence becomes louder. And then there's the pressure. You're always on. Even when you're resting. Because anything can happen. At any time. Some people burn out faster than they expect. Not because the work is hard. But because the mind never truly rests. And in a strange way, this job reflects something deeper about society. A world where some people own everything. And others are paid. Just to exist inside it. So, will this job still exist in the future? The answer is most likely, yes. Because the number of wealthy homeowners is still growing. And with that, more empty luxury homes will exist. Homes that still need to be watched, maintained, and protected. But the way this job works is starting to change. Smart homes are becoming smarter every year. Cameras, sensors, and AI can now monitor almost everything. Some people believe human house sitters won't be needed anymore. But reality is more complicated than that. Technology can detect problems. But it can't truly handle them. It can't replace human judgment. Or trust. And in a world of extreme wealth, trust is everything. In fact, the future may demand even more from this job. Not just caretakers. But tech-savvy, highly reliable professionals. People who understand both homes. And the systems behind them. So the job won't disappear. It will simply evolve. And those who adapt will still have a place in this hidden world. So in the end, this job isn't really about luxury. It's about responsibility. It's about trust. And sometimes, it's about loneliness. You get to live in $1 million home. Sleep in expensive beds. Wake up surrounded by a life most people dream of. But deep down, you always know one thing. None of it is yours. You're just passing through someone else's world. Watching it. Protecting it. But never owning it. So the real question is, would you trade your freedom for a temporary taste of someone else's perfect life?